And could find themselves paying for their education with a new tax. The Business Secretary, Vince Cable, says a graduate tax costing higher earners more than those on lower salaries would be fairer than the current system of loans. Here's Sky's Tom Parminter.
For those that graduate, it is a big step in life. But it could soon be the start of an even longer payback. Most of the mathematicians leaving Royal Holloway, University of London, have debt to pay off. Ollie Reed has 20,000.
Especially with the current climate, we've got some students coming out and not being able to perhaps meet the student loan payments. So if it's fairer for those people who perhaps don't get the perfect job that they want when they leave but can still work, then it sounds like a really good idea.
The coalition government too would like a fairer system, rather than students paying back loans once they reach a wage threshold. Vince Cable has laid out a path where the government would pay the fees and graduates would pay them back in extra income tax. The more they earn, the more they pay.
It surely can't be right that a teacher or a care worker or a research scientist is expected, as they are now, to pay the same graduate contribution as a top commercial lawyer or a surgeon or a city analyst whose graduate premium is so much bigger.
There's a real sting in the funding debate. The Business Secretary, though, did take on board the message.
No education cuts!
There's little doubt this would be a fundamental change, although it would only be applicable in England. Nevertheless, there are many within higher education who believe that the students who will be standing on these steps in future years may well have their choices altered by these proposals.
If you're a student, you're just leaving secondary school, you're contemplating what to do next, and you're thinking, well, should I take a degree and pay an extra tax for the rest of my life, or should I maybe take another qualification and not pay tax?
There's concerns too about proposals for 2-year cheaper courses. All of these plans will be decided upon in the autumn. Finding the answer to balancing quality education with economic realities is enough to tax even the brightest mathematical minds. Tom Parminter, Sky News.
Live to our chief political correspondent, John Craig in Westminster. Evening, John. Presumably this was quite tough for the coalition partners to find some common ground on this.
Indeed, and it's acknowledged, Jeremy, in the coalition agreement right at the end. It's the last section in the document. It talks about Lord Brown, the former BP boss, carrying out a review of higher education funding, and then it says, if the response of the government to Lord Brown's report is one that Liberal Democrats cannot accept, then arrangements will be made to enable Lib Dem MPs to abstain in any vote. In other words, the Lib Dems have got an opt-out here. They see potential trouble ahead. Now, it sounds like quite a left-wing idea, soak the rich, if you like, tax the fat cats. And it's interesting that of the 5 Labour leadership candidates, 4 of them actually back this idea. Ed Balls is probably the strongest supporter of this, and it's also backed by all 5 apart from David Miliband. So it's well and truly on the political agenda here, and it looks like an idea that's going to have backing from certainly the opposition and parts of the government.
Thanks a lot, John.
As the clouds roll in across the Mediterranean, you'll still find it easy to drift away.